Ah, Gina, good. You're back. Ah, the police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Ginny? Was it awful? Eh? Oh, didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed before. It meant we were able to investigate Winnie Banks. Oh, right. Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy. What's the point in asking? Won't change whatever's saying that I did it. That's not... Gina, we came to ask your final decision. Eh? What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not? I will submit this paperwork now if you like Mr. Naruhodo to represent you. Right, I see. She's really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what it feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. Alright then. Blimey, give it a rest of them eyes, Iris. So come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. Naruto and all of us know that you are innocent of this crime. And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being in there in the first place. I think I know now why you broke into Winnie Banks that night. It looks like I'm going to have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. I thrust in Gina's face, or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. We found this in Mr. Winnie Banks' storeroom. The manuscript of Iris' latest story. Ah! Oh, right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom of Winnie Banks showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or like, with one exception. The box file of the house's manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina, who broke open the box containing his manuscript last night. Eh? You're determined to find out whether or not the Hound of the Baskervilles is really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Ah! Why don't you tell us what happened, please? Oh, maybe I should read this first. We already have the representation papers and other documents we need. All we have to do is hand it to the court clerk. That is, if you allow me to present you in court tomorrow. Nah, don't bother. Ginny, rip them up and chuck them, would ya? Dumb representation papers, whatever they're called. This sounding fancy enough to have a bin. So, what will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be finding me own. I don't think you'll be. Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. This one stubborn pickpocket. Alright, yeah, this basketball story is the latest Shone's adventure, right? But it ain't been printed yet, so I figured. It's gotta be worth a very few pieces of silver, right? Oh yes, at least 5,000 pounds. What? So you intended to sell Iris' manuscript, did you? No, Ginny, how could you? What? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I weren't gonna sell it. All I wanted was to find out the manuscript or whatever you call it really was there or not. That's the only reason I was in the first place. For Iris' sake. Isn't that right? Yeah. We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. But we knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it. Well, when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said the night before. I mean, under her rough exterior, I think Gina, like, actually cares about her friends. I think this is, like, evidenced by her taking care of the little kids at the East End and the slums. It's just that she has trust issues, so she's just being difficult at the moment. Oh, Ginny, that was so sweet of you. Alright, alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking like that, Iris. Okay. It weren't because of Iris. That's not why I did it. I just want to know the truth, that's all. You want to know if Mr. Shone's being honest? If he really deposited manuscript in Winnie Banks? It's like I told you the night before. I never had a father. But Iris ain't like mine. She got her dad when she can't see him. And I reckon that's gotta be harder. That's why she writes their stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me anyway. Last time I was listening to what you were saying. Stories about Daddy? You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective, so much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how I see it, yeah. You're so thoughtful and so kind, Jenny. She is. Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we? Look, give it a rest, will ya? I hate all these chummy nonsense, do you hear? I hate it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how it works. Cause if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave him alone. Go on, Scarper. I hadn't noticed until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves of the overcoat is freaking blood. Are some very suspicious red stains. What? Why are you looking at that? I think it might be worth presenting some or other findings in the area to Gina now. Okay. Presenting more stuff to Gina. Do you see this pawnbroker's ticket, Gina? It's the one you took to Windybanks, isn't it? The one for the black overcoat that you're wearing now. Eh? What? That? I don't know. They all look the same to me, those tickets. Surely not. Well, this one has a very obvious mark on it. That would appear to be blood. Eh? Does that ring any bells? I don't know. It all looks the same to me, blood. And they all sound the same to me. These answers. Suspicious. Oh boy. Those stains on the sleeves are your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Whoops. Not that I know whose blood yet. What? But blood, Mr. Naruhodo? You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So could it be blood spattered from Mr. Windybank when he was shot last night? Let's not beat around the bush here. The trusty old friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else. Eh? Don't take it easy, Iris. Don't move, Jenny. I'm going to shoot. What color is it? It's purple? It's Windybanks. I mean, no, not Windybanks. It's Darkspire Mason's blood, isn't it? Oh my. What the... Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is blood-ridden blood. Of course, the black color of the fabric was masking stains. That's why I haven't seen them until now. What the frick? And the blood has reacted chemical to turn a purple color, which matches one of the samples already collected perfectly. Yes, now let's see. Who had the purple blood? Mason. It was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago. So that's Mason's coat? What are you all about? The victim? What do you mean? It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruhodo, but I think this makes things quite clear. It means that the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Oi! Did someone explain what's going on? Stop telling half a story! Okay, guess talking to Susato. We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGilda's overcoat. But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony. Now I ask you, so good-hearted soul would rush to hell. Okay, alright, we have seen this scene a lot. But if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. These stains couldn't have arisen from McGilda trying to pull the victim to his feet. The blood is splattered from a freaking stab. If that was really what happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that splattered over McGilda's coat when he stabbed the victim's stomach. I've tried to run for the truth for long enough, but there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer. Whoops. I just skipped that. Was Magnus McGilded, Mr. Naruhodo. The horrible case is solved at last, and I hope the man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony, all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could this have happened? Whoops. How could I have let that happen? Runo, did you believe him though? Did you believe Mr. McGill was innocent? I mean, I didn't. I believed. Or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you present in court is the deepest lawyer's greatest weapon. A weapon? Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson. You mean Kazuma-sama? Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what is the truth and what is a lie, which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have. Unwavering belief? Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. What's so funny, Gina? Core, sounds like this Empire Japan cover everyone must be soft. Well, come on, look at the mess it's got into you believing in that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped the murderer walk free. Well, at least you learned a lesson now, eh? Believing in people's never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back in the end. As soon as you let down your guard, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one. Get hurt by no one. Gina, may I ask you something? What? I just like to absolutely make sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? How many times do I have to say it? Rip them or chuck them away. Are you really sure that's what you want? I bet that's what he wants all now, Mr. I'm a believer liar over there. Don't forget it was me in the trial 2 months ago who led everyone up the garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you could believe in me after that? Not likely. Well, Mr. Naruto, a lawyer's primary weapon is unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I can feel, or whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. I trust her. Gina, let me say it again. Please allow me to present you in tomorrow's trial. Eh? Are you half-baked? Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing a crime, have you? I know he didn't do it. What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously, Mr. Naro Ono. Didn't you hear all what I said before? I'm a born liar. It was just tripping off the tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. I put the wool over your eyes 2 months ago. I got you all sorts of trouble. Oh, that's because you're being threatened. You're literally being threatened. Like, your family is being threatened by this murderer. Why would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it. Gina, I do understand why you choose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there's more to this life than you have yet realized. What do you mean? The world we live in. It's full of people you'll do very well to trust. People won't ever let you down. Eh? It's true that I'm just student law. I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I am completely on your side. What do you expect to say to that? Dennis decided, I will take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It will be a shame to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully. Do what you like. You Eastern lot are I don't know what you are, I don't get you. We Eastern folk are always there for each other. I don't know. Gina's taking herself out to the back of her cell. She never admitted it, but I hope she's feeling relieved. That turned out right in the end, I think. Whoever's hiding there, share yourself at once. Eavesdropping. It's the height of cowardice. Mrs. Zato? Somebody's there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody wasn't there before. What? Blimey, you're sharp, eh? Oh, Inspector. I suppose you're using one of the mystic Japanese arts, like the art of stealth I heard so much about. If anyone's being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. Craigsy! Oh dear me, I'm most terribly sorry, ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you. How long have you been listening in on our conversation? We got grief listening in? No. I just got word that there were some visitors who were refusing to leave even though it was after hours. Alright, sure, your ladyship. I only just arrived. Just very minute. Not a moment earlier. That's all it is. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. After hours? Is it that late already? So then, help me excuse myself now, your ladyship. Ta-ta! Toodaloo! Cheerio! All the best! Bye! That's a lot of farewells, and not one of them appropriate for your ladyship. Oh, but I want to have a chat. I'm terribly sorry, but time is pressing at the minute. Oh, I see. That's a shame. If I don't get this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt with sharpest or star well, emergency? Or star? Nothing! Forget I said anything! Anyway, I'm off! Alright, Grexy, if you have to, but let's chat soon. Delighted, charmed, can't wait, if you please, my pleasure. That's a lot of pleasantries. I'm not one that does sound sincere. Grexy's so funny. He sees such silly things. It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. I must attend the court clerk's office now before it closes. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mrs. Otto. Kindly escort ours home now, Miss Naruto. I shall meet you there later. And so our investigation came to an end. Suzawa-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Suzawa-san would be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. Naruhodo-san, it's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted. What about you, Suzawa-san? Today is what has been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes was shot before our eyes. Gina was arrested. And all on the back of the news, our father's fallen ill now and that she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm, and yet I seem unable to find the words to express any of them. I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow. One final task? What would that be? It's just 2 months since we arrived in London, but we managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret. I'm so sorry, Suzawa-san. It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts. I know I've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience at the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. And what would that be? It seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets? And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we see only a small number of the total facets, and what is illuminated is only a part of the whole story. What lies in shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live. That's so true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much, but I keep hoping that one day it'll all become clear, that all the facets will be illuminated, and I'll finally understand how everything fits together. Naruhodo-san, I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark. It's amazing to think it's just been 2 months. He grumps so much. Sorry? What? Oh no, it was nothing. Unimportant. Wow, that was like a really deep conversation. Holy shit. Do you know what time we'll be leaving London in the morning? Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I should be leaving here at 4 AM. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station. Absolutely not. Sorry? I assure you that's why I couldn't possibly do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible, even though, like me, I sure find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try. Susato's such a bro. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean? Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this. What is that? Some huge bundle of documents. It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed at the omnibus. The McGilded case. It seems to me that this case of Mr. Windymake's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up in the omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you. Whoops. With everything else she's had to think about, Susato still managed to do this, and all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope that I will post your case tomorrow for Gina. Thank you so much, Susato-san. I'll do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure. Sorry, I didn't quite catch what he said there. Oh, ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself. No, you're not a failure, Susato. Gosh dang it. Well, it's getting rather late. I mean, should we examine it right now? Okay. Thank you for the note, Susato. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san. I almost finished packing up my things in my room. Susato-san, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait, there's just Andy's. Hiya! What was that? A secret technique of mine to sort of shut down? Shut down? Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. So I guess this is goodbye. Susato-san. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us and learning the truth about the nemesis of the case. Physically and mentally I was exhausted, and yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible, but I forced myself to close my eyes. As the cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind, eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. What? Rest assured, she put everything in place exactly as we discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. Wait, what? Am I talking to him? On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. Oh, it was Susato talking to Sholmes. My dear madame. To be continued. I think I'll actually continue. I actually have time to play. I've actually been recording over an hour, actually. When I woke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets, and so began an even longer day than the last, one that I'll remember for the rest of my days. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we could do it. So where's your friend then? Sorry? You know, you're in the fancy dress. Susato, or however you say it, I don't know. Susato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You alright with that, are you? Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Mrs. Sato won't meet again one day. Even so, but you, Gina. You only get one chance. This trial today is all we have. Good morning, you two. Oh, welcome, hi! How are you, Jenny? Did you manage to sleep? Meow. Welcome, hi! Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Meow. It's so cute. Oh, head is off. Ah, why? Great way to show our support, kitty. Let it have a nose row. What arm can it do? Oh, that reminds me. I bought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? Just give me the bad news first. What do you say, Reno? Genie? Oh, well, I think I ought to get the bad news out of the way first. Nah, I always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities. Let's not go there. Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. What does it mean if you want to hear the bad news first? A hurricane amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Huh? The bad news is a weather report? So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover, and that the train isn't delayed on the way to port. Gosh, yes. I hope it isn't. Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecasted to subside this afternoon, so even if the train's delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it? I couldn't give a monkeys, really. If only all good news cancel out the bad. And look, this child has made the headlines too! Pawnbroker purchase and pig purse plunder, see? How I like that? Well, I will say what they want, see if I care. I can't because they're covering your face. Don't worry, Reno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I will. And then in tomorrow's paper, the headlines will be... Discharged diver Stalin Stogetter. Isn't that right, Reno? Oh, yes, let's hope so. Of course they will, I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was just trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? It's like she was still here. Okay. Wonder if I could examine this? What is this? There's a sensational story lower down the front pages. Oh look. Ministry Mole? Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice? For a 10-year-old. Ours certainly has their finger on the pulse of world news. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications being intercepted? But how is somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I come with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Runo? No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strong was talking about yesterday. Yes, it would be. Could be. And it could explain why he has Grexy running from pillar to post at the moment. Good luck then, Runo. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I'll be by your side the whole time. Give me moral support and encouragement. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest, but... Thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris. Yes, Ginny? Well, I was wondering is all about Sholmes. Did they fix him up alright? Yes, the operation was a great success, but Harley still hasn't come around yet. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I'm sure Gregson will let us know in a moment there's news. Oh, right. No, Mrs. Sad, and no, Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Mr. Gina Straw, Constable of the Deep, this trial is about to begin. Please make our way to the courtroom. It's time then. Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris. Lead the way, Runo. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I could tell she's worried and scared. I had to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, hereby declare this going to be a session. This charge is to burn the guild or innocence of Miss Gino Straw. I now call upon the counsel of the prosecution deep and stare willing to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Van Six? My lord. Remind me, how many years ago was that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you surfaced someone unexpected, and here you are again today. Are there some circumstances in which the court should be aware that led to this erratic behavior? And what about my discrepancy in former life 5 years past? You thought exclusively matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today he chooses to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess to finding it more a little befuddling, Counsel. There are 2 types of people I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels that hide behind a massive philanthropy to cheat the public at large. He means Mr. McGilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus McGilded, if I know what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from this tiny islands, the Far East, the Nipponese. What? Did he really just say that? He means you now, Naruto. I actually managed to work that out too, thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? That total look of hatred in Lord Van Sieg's eyes. Was that dark to soul at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? Holy shit, okay. An alarming scathing explanation, Lord Van Sieg's. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper to Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the judges will be up and selected around and present the will of the people's trial. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Who the frick is that? The last one? Who's the last guy over there? Why is she wearing headphones? Why is he a doctor? What is he wearing on his forehead? Oh look, it's the maid and the best husbando in the game. Former lieutenant of the British Army here. Don't you know, chaps like me are born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Who? Everything will be so separate in the future. Absolutely, everything. I'm ready for it. I don't understand. I've left in there. How possible could I have? What? Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop. What? What? Who are you? Wait! Aren't you that freaking guy in the newspaper in the second case? Aren't you that freaking Russian spy? Oh my god. What? Good day. I'm visiting London for sightseeing. I'd like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Oh god, he can't even. No, he can't even do English. Is something wrong, Bruno? Oh, not exactly. It's just. I'm fairly sure I organized these jurors, almost all of them, in fact. Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, do they? But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen around over London's 6 million inhabitants, you know. So I've been led to believe. But something tells me you're being duped. Hey, you're being duped for the game. Very well. Now, Lord Van Sieg's, the court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of this case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Moneybank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there's a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means that the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone. Like the accused, you might say. Oh. The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them out, please. Okay, they have been updated. Okay, maybe we could look at the court evidence here. 1 o'clock to 1:30 a.m. Single? Okay, the coroner is Dr. Stevens. Postmortem findings. Single bullet wound in upper left, upper half of victim's back, no other visible signs of trauma. Instant death from a posterior anterior bullet wound to the heart. Wow, okay then. Damn. Alright. You have examined it. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found in a storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Winniebank, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet. Wow, that's that then. That's nothing more to say. Is that grubby little girl a pickpocket anyway? She's one of those filthy jobs that live in the East End, South and the East End. It's only a matter of time she got blood in her hands then. Why are jurors waiting for the girl's guilty as hell? We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. My learned Nipponese friend, it is you mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Good gracious! After the testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpurse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. The court will take the 4-pound firearm into evidence. Hand them to the ballot, please, Lord Ramses. At once, my lord. Alright. Why don't we examine it? This is Mr. Winniebank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty. Mr. Winniebank always used to keep this gun to hand on his shop counter. Yes, but only ever with a single bullet load, I understand. That's right, to keep all the pawn articles that were in his carriage safe. But his one bullet was fired that night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop owner, trying to keep the articles safe? This isn't good. I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Runo. I think that's because it has. Damn, you already taking your cape off already? Alright then. Alright, he's already like ready to go. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Paul Winniebank on 16th April of this year. Holy shit, alright then. They look so funny, excuse me. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Names, Nash Skulking. Occupations, baddie, professional baddie. Name's Ringo Skulking. Occupations, same as him. Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right, we're what they call the Three Skulking Brothers. Where's the third one? What are you looking at me like that for? Don't let me in with your lot. God blame me, that's cold. Don't you know we're trying to go through? It's our older brother. What's got him in half? So we're scoring every shady corner at the Capitol. And then last night we come across you. The very spit on the block. Ain't that right, Ringo? It is, Nash. She is. The very spit of him. So we decided there and that what we were gonna do. We was gonna call you Big Bro Skilky. Sulky, come on, leave it out, you two. Sulky skulking? That's before he's run out of chips. Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you're doing in Witness Stand. The skulking brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. These are they, these three? No, my lord, begging your pardon, but please don't let me in my slot. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with an intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove, you mean to say what an extraordinary coincidence? Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbroker, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. Order! Order! The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in stand to keep the gents on a very narrow. Of course, Inspector. Schedule exam, but the caliber of these witnesses, I'll permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skulking, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Happy to! Because the Sculpin's never skulking. Get out of it! Like, can't they just look at him like, eh? Eh? We was walking down by Bacon Street for small hours and the Gap's door is ajar, see?
It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go in was.
What was it got inside, Corp? What was it got inside, Corp? Blimey lummy, we're the gunshot for the back room.
We went to see what was what, but the door's locked from the inside.
We never done nothing, Governor. Never took nothing. We just left after that nice and quiet. I don't know what I'm doing for these voices. Like, I don't know. But it's kind of fun, like, doing this kind of voices every once in a while. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the store for the main shop was indeed locked from the inside, and within, only the victim and accused were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witness now. Of course, counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes. What's the matter, Runo? Sorry, I was just stunned aside for a minute by the blatant lies being told by the parent to stand. I know that's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes. I just had to dispose your testimony, your pack of lies it is. The front door window faces ajar, say? What time of night was this? Let's spin another one. Right, Ringo?
Yeah, say so. Right, Sulky?
Well, how would I know? The place was shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true, ain't that right, Ringo?
I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky, me old mucker?
Leave me alone. There's definitely a small light burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured to open the establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim. That's per conjecture. Perhaps, but it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. Right, that's what happened.
It was like some kind of sign.
Okay, let's press this guy. What are you trying to suggest? They had to go in? Well, goblins is in serious ways, don't they, Ringo?
They do, Nash, they do, but Mr. Sort of prohibit inside again.
Because, well, often presents itself as the whims of thieves, does it? If they weren't no whim, they're sure of that.
They weren't, Nash, they weren't, like we said at the time.
Yeah, don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nash, there's no two ways about it.
It was a sign that our long lost brother was inside.
They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. At least the bug blood was just get to their blood.
I said, cut it out. Those chips are getting chomping today.
Hold it!
A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that? Yep, just the one. Governor, I got started to that.
It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv?
The firearm used belonged to the victim himself. Yes, Mr. Rubik always used to have his gun lying around the counter. Right, I remember. When I examined it, I found the revolver was completely out of rounds. That makes sense? Mr. Rubik always used to say he only kept one single bullet loaded. That's true, I remember him saying that as well. So you can say with considerable certainty that when he's saying I was discharged from the firearm used as a murder weapon. Yes, Lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful.
Hold it!
If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps the drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance to the scene, there's only one other door, that of the storeroom. Of course, there's already a little oil lamp burning, not much to see by.
And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all.
That's right. Okay, guys, I think that'll be it for part 27 and 28, I think. Like, I've recorded for a while, so yeah, I'm kind of worried about the condition of my throat, so I will stop for now. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. The episodes will be a bit longer, so hopefully y'all understand. Yeah, bye. See you guys next time.